Hello, everybody. See if anyone comes in today. I didn't have any luck yesterday. We'll see if my timing is any better than yesterday. We will see. Good morning, good morning. It is Saturday. It's hard to keep track of what day's what anymore. See if anybody pops in. Hi! 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 Finch is saying hi! Hi! Okay. Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright shiny faces. Good morning to you, good morning to you. Used to sing that when I was a kid. Somebody sang that to me when I was a kid. Hey, David, how are you? Finch is reacting to my voice. Hey! Hello, hello. Yep. He responds. Hey, average girl. Remy, you want to say hi? No? He's been quiet the last couple days, not really disruptive at all. Meep, 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 meep. Meep, meep. I'm doing good. I got a little bit of a headache, but I think it's allergies. The weather can't decide if it wants to be warm or cold. I literally have a space heater pointed at me right now, and I'm wearing a t-shirt and 2 hoodies. Seriously, because I'm cold. A few days ago, it was like 70 degrees, and then yesterday, with the wind chill, it was in the mid-30s. And today, I don't think it's any better. Today, right now, let's see. It's a little bit better right now. Today, with the wind chill, it's 45, so that's better, but I'm still cold. Oh, hi, Remy! I'm cold. Yeah, it's probably a lot of the things that are blooming outside are giving me allergy headaches and pressure and 72. And my husband just left Houston. He's in Arkansas right now. He texted at 10 o'clock and said he's leaving. He'll probably be home about 10 o'clock tonight. But he was in Houston for the week. Or I guess he arrived Tuesday. It's like 4 days of driving for him, and it was 4 days of driving, 2 days of work. So he took 2 days to get there, worked for 2 days, and now he's taking 2 days to come home. All right. Yep, he's coming home. Yep, he's still got his job. That's where he just was. He's considered essential, so yeah. But he's taking as many precautions as he can. I am excited to have him home, but at the same time, too, when he's not out on a job, he doesn't go to the lab because lab work isn't essential. Only the contracted out, out-of-town jobs are essential. So, like, last week, he was home all week, and I was like, oh my gosh, he needs to go away. It disrupts my whole, I'm not used to having him there, 7 days a week. Hey, Kathleen. Good morning. So it's been kind of nice to not have him here, because I had him here for 7 days and I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, it'll be nice to have him back too. It's just, you know, when he's not going to the lab, if he's staying home 7 days a week, I don't know what to do with myself because he's constantly there. I haven't seen Barry at all. I mean, not that I've done a lot of live streams, but he usually commented on my videos even if he didn't watch them, because he tried and talk to me through them. But yeah, I haven't seen him at all. Hide nor hair. I was wondering how he was. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. Hopefully he's just keeping busy with the family or something. I don't know. Alright, at least you're keeping busy. You're remodeling during all this craziness. We did some cleaning of the house, like deeper cleaning, and it drove my allergies absolutely insane. We worked on one room, and then I was like out of commission for the rest of the day. I was like, my head hurts. Hey Dee, how you doing? How is everything? I'm doing the best I can, David. I haven't really left the house except to take the dogs for a walk. Your basement is so clean. I've taken the dogs for a walk on nicer days, and the rest of the time I have not gone anywhere. My husband is the one that tends to go to the store now, since he's an essential worker anyway, and he's already out there. He was like, you know what? I have to leave the house for whatever reason, so he's also doing the errands that need to be done. So, like, if we need anything from the grocery store, toilet paper, milk, any kind of food or whatever, he goes and gets it. He was like, might as well just expose one of us, and he's very careful, rather than sending me out there too. So he's been doing all of that, and having me just stay at the house. And he's, with his job, I mean, he has this really big helmet, shield with a shield on it. So he was like, no viruses are getting through this. And then he's got gloves, and he had an N95 mask, and he has little bottles of hand sanitizer stashed everywhere at his workstation and in his pocket and all of that. So he's being really careful. So, and he's already been kind of exposed to illness already. One of the jobs that he was at probably a month ago, he doesn't know who it was, but somebody there at that facility tested positive, and he's like, I have no idea who it is. I could have been right next to them. I could have touched what he touched. He has no idea. But we did the waiting period, and he's fine. And then a couple of weeks ago, he was at his other job in Cleveland, I believe it was. And we don't know what this person, they were testing them, taking their temperatures and monitoring them before they came in every morning. And the guy in front of him had a slight fever, so he wasn't allowed to go in. But he was right in front of my husband, and he was like, great, now I've been exposed to something else. But so far he's been fine. He stayed home all last week, and then he had to go to this job this week. She does if she notices, if she's not busy. She's probably preparing to go online herself. Sometimes I have bad timing, and I'll wait to see if she pops on. I check for her first, and if I don't see her, then I'll be like, okay, I'll go on. And then as soon as I go on, like yesterday, as soon as I went on, she went on. So sometimes I got bad timing. And then my brother-in-law had traveled to New Zealand for work and had to fly. At least my husband drove, and he drove himself. But my brother-in-law had to fly, so he quarantined himself when he got home, and he's fine. And then my cousin is a police officer, so essential worker, and then he started coughing and, stuff like that. So he quarantined himself for a while and actually had a test, and he tested negative. So all good. Lots of worries. Yeah, sometimes, and she just got a new internet provider and everything, so I don't know why her internet seems to be unstable sometimes. She and I were talking on her crafting channel yesterday. She called me on Facebook Messenger, and so I was kind of in the background of her live stream talking, since she was doing some junk journal things, and everybody disappears when she's doing junk journals, and I don't understand because it's so fun. But I've been really getting into the mood of crafting and doing junk journals and stuff like that, and I haven't done a full-fledged hardcover journal yet. I've only done like the soft cover little ones, but one day. I've already gutted a book, so I have to get some dog food. We bought a lot of dog food and cat food before we were all, before the stay-at-home order happened. So we're good on the dog food and the cat food. We always just have to restock up for ourselves, and I will have to get some hamster food. I had a couple of bags, but they're not very big, so I'm gonna have to get some hamster food soon. But everybody else is doing well. The rats have enough food. Birds have plenty of food. I think the hamster is the only one that I'll have to restock sooner than anybody else. He's so funny to watch, too. When I put food in there, he'll pop out of his bed, run on over to the bowl, and start stuffing his pouches as full as he can get them till he looks like a little naked muscle man. And then he goes into the corner and empties his pouches into his bed area. And then he'll go back and he'll stuff his face again, and it's hilarious. And it just looks even funnier because he's a naked hamster. It's when they're hairy hamsters, they just look fat, and puffy, and he just looks like he's on steroids when he stuffs his cheeks. Oh yeah, that would worry me too. I have a friend that I used to work with when I worked at a company with the disabled. I worked with her, and apparently she got transferred into the hospital, so she's doing a lot of essential work at the hospital too. Oh, you make your dog food? Cool. That's weird on her, but you're not doing, it's not happening now? Wonder why on hers and not on mine. That's weird.
Remy, you want to say hi? The Finch wants to say hi. Remy, you want to say hi, Rem?
The Finch is the talkative one. I had 2 females, remember? I got a female for him so he wasn't going to be alone, and then I got a different female that had been picked on a lot by the other ones. So I brought these 2 females home, and about a week and a half ago, both of them died. Both of them, the same day, they died. I'm like, what the heck? He's fine. I'm wondering if they were like competing for him or something and they fought. But both of them, I went over, I thought, wow, it's really quiet, because they were noisy for 3 finches. And I was like, it's really quiet today. So I look, and they're both, like, I was like, seriously? Both of them? I don't understand. So, he's alone again. You sewed a lot of masks? Cool. Yeah, I did the no-sew one with the shop towels. Because I don't sew. I can't sew. Hand sewing is, like, pathetic for me, and I don't have a machine. I need to get a second-hand machine or something. I used to have one. It was one of those old, it was, like, from the 50s machine. It just did, like, the basic stitch, front and back, frontwards, backwards, and it folded down into the desk. And after my divorce, when I was moving my stuff, this desk was so freaking heavy that I was just like, you know what, I can't. It's more hassle to move it with me than to just leave it. So I left it, and I wish I didn't, because I really liked it. I had got it from a garage sale for like $25. I don't mind getting an old sewing machine so long as it works. Like, I don't need fancy stitches. And I really did like that machine in that it just folds up into the desk, but it was so heavy, so I was like, it's just a hassle to try and move it. So when I got divorced and I moved out of the house, I just left it there, and I don't know where it ended up. Hello? You gotta stay out of my coffee. Yeah, it was really, even for 2 of us to try and move it, because I had a friend help me move, I was like, this is ridiculous, because there's no comfortable way to carry those desks. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to leave it here. I'm going to abandon it. I would love to find another one. But again, it's going to be super, super heavy. And with my carpal tunnel, it's really hard for me to carry awkward, heavy things. It's really hard for me to carry heavy things, period. But when there's no real good way to hold on to something, it just kills me. Like there's no carrying handles or nothing. No comfortable place to put your fingers and wrap your fingers around it or whatever. I can't stand that. You gotta go. Yeah, it was a nice machine. I even started to try and make a summer dress for myself. I had bought some material and I was trying to cut out the pattern, and I was like not in my element at all. I was so confused. My mother-in-law was trying to help me. And I never did get it finished. It got abandoned in the drawer. Did you see my video, Dee? I did a little tutorial on the no-sew mask. You could use a bandana or some other piece of fabric or whatever, but I used shop towels. You'd get them, they're blue. They're like a roll of paper towel, but they're blue. And you get them like in the automotive section of Walmart or an auto store or whatever, and rip off a piece like you would a paper towel and fold it into layers or whatever. So there's like 6 layers by the end of it. You don't want to just use 1 layer. But there's 6 layers by the end of it, and when you put it on your face, if you blow really hard, you can't even feel your breath hit your hand. And a good test is to try and also blow out a candle once you have it on, and if you can't blow it out, then that's good, because if you can't blow through it, then the virus can't get through to you. It would just stick to the outside. But yeah, I did a video for the no-sew mask. And the same if you were to use like a bandana or whatever, you're going to have layers, and then test it by blowing through it, because you also don't want to be able to feel your breath through it, because if your breath is going to go through it, then you're not preventing, spreading anything to anybody else either. Thank you. Hi, you're back. What you want? Huh? You can't have my coffee. You're already crazy. Huh? What you want? I think she does want my coffee. She wants attention, but she wants to stick her face in my coffee. What? I can't see the chat when you stand in front of me either. What you want? Huh? What you want? Remy, you're so quiet today. Usually you're squawking up a storm during my live streams. Rem, what you doing? Shadow, I can't see the chat. She just came. See? She's so funny. I have bad timing, and if I were to wait, she wouldn't come on. As soon as I decide to go, then she goes, and I'm like, ah! Yeah, I just did it. I think I put it up on Monday. Let me see. When did I put it up? I will check real quick. I think I put it up on Monday. It was... Oops. Do. 5 days ago. So, whatever day that was. It was the 6th. I put it up on the 6th. That doesn't make any sense. That is weird. Because it's not her necessarily. Sometimes she buffers, but you buffer a lot and I don't buffer hardly at all when I'm on hers. So it's not her. That would be you, but that's weird that it doesn't do it. I don't know. Interesting. And it can't be because she's using OBS or anything like that. I mean, that would be affecting her system, not yours, because I'm using OBS. I don't know. I keep checking on my tomatoes, and I did discover that when I transplanted them, I should have left the little sprouty part, at least for the ones that, because I Also transplanted the ones that just germinated, so there wasn't very much poking. But the ones that had germinated a lot better, I should have left that poking out of the soil when I transplanted. So hopefully they'll still pop up above the surface. But I was like, oh, phooey, maybe I screwed that up. But that doesn't mean that I can't plant more and try again. So I actually threw some other seeds that I still had in another paper towel and put that up in my window today so I could try and germinate some more. And I wrote the date on that so that I know which ones were germinated or which ones were started when. And then when those germinate, I will transplant that and leave the little sprouts above the surface. I mean, not to say that the other ones won't work, but just in case. Figured I'd throw some other seeds in a paper towel and see if I can do it different. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. See, being in the woods, then I get that, the signal can get spotty. But it doesn't make sense that it would be really bad for one channel and not for the other. Is it the time of day? I don't know. Yeah. I'm hoping to at least get one good tomato. Yeah, potato, red pepper, parsley, hemp. Ooh, broccoli. Cool. Dee, you should join Mrs. Green Thumb's Tomato Challenge. That's what me and Kathleen both have planted seeds. It started on the 2nd, but there's plenty of time. It goes all the way till October 31st. And by that time, the person who has, you're going to pick one of the tomatoes and your biggest one and weigh it. And the person whose tomato weighs the most wins. But I planted, I put my seeds in damp paper towels on the 2nd. And a few days ago, they're already germinated, most of them. So I've transplanted them into soil. But yeah, you should join. The winner gets a prize, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's rules to it, like you make a video showing planting your seeds, and then later on you're going to show the growth process. So you're going to have 3 videos. The last one being when you pick your tomato and measure it. Yeah, I originally wanted to... Yeah, you can grow things inside. My tomatoes I'm starting in the house. I started them in paper towel. They germinated, and now I've got them in little cups so that they can sprout and, whatever. And then later on, as the weather gets warmer, they'll get put outside. But yeah, I wanted to do cherry tomatoes, but I was like, well, cherry tomatoes aren't going to win this contest. So I got beefsteak. I got the beefsteak tomato. Yeah, and I want to grow, when I do put them outside, I want to put them out in big pots because we don't really have good ground. We've got a lot of clay in our ground and a lot of like viney weeds that like to choke out everything. And I don't know where the root of the vine is to pull it out. Like, we'll get rid of what we see above ground, and it just keeps growing because we don't know where the root of it is. Oh, it's snowing? That's crazy. Yeah, get pots. I have a friend who lives in an apartment complex, and they're not allowed to grow any gardens or whatever, but she's got like 5 or 6 pots, like long ones, round ones, whatever, all out on her patio. I just have a horrible ground, and I despise weeding too. With my allergies, weeding is awful. So, if anything, I want to start growing things in pots. Drainage, in the cups, you can just poke holes in the bottom and then sit them on a plate. I can't participate because I buy my plants as pre-sprouted juveniles. That's usually what I did too. I've had tomatoes in the past, and I would get like the juvenile tomato plants and plant those outside. But this is new to me, to grow them from seeds. So you can totally participate. Just get yourself some seeds and start. Oh, I would love to grow peas. Indiana soil is full of sand. We have some clay too. Drives me crazy. Clay in the ground, lots of rocks. I would love to grow peas. When I was a kid, my mom would grow carrots and lettuce and radishes and things like that, and I would totally raid the garden for the carrots and wash them off with the garden hose and crunch them right in the yard. Bell peppers, I wouldn't mind. I don't like peppers myself, but bell peppers are really good for bunnies. So with my bunnies, I'd be like, here, like, just grow some peppers and let them eat all the peppers. Yeah, if you guys want to, the ones that me and Kathleen are doing the tomato challenge, if anybody else wants to join, totally you should. It's going to be so much fun. You just need 3 videos showing you planting and then the progress, and then at the end weighing your tomato. Yeah, last year I grew basil, parsley, and cilantro, and I was growing that for the rabbits too. The pot that I got was kind of a stupid pot. It was one of those ones that have like the mossy bottom. It was like a cage type pot with the mossy bottom. And it was a cheaper one, so when it got wet, it sagged and the soil would fall out of it. And I was like, well, that's stupid. So I'm not using that again. It was one that my husband got me, and I was like, well, this didn't work. We need to either get one that's a lot better quality or just use a regular pot. Yeah, that's what I think I would end up having to do, is dig up the whole yard trying to find the root of those vines, and I'm not even gonna, I don't wanna. So we had rose bushes back there too, and the vines were just like taking over the rose bushes. Plus the people that lived here before didn't really prune the rose bushes back, so they were overgrown. And the roses were really pretty, but the bushes themselves were awful looking. So we just took it all down. Oh, that's another one I did. I did dill. The rabbits loved that, but then the plants got ruined because the soil fell out. I'll have to try that again. I should try some bell peppers and then some more of the dill and cilantro and parsley and stuff like that, because they really like that. It's really good for them, and cheaper to just grow it. They also like, although I wouldn't know, I'm not a seasoned gardener by far, but they really like bok choy and radicchio, and I don't know how to grow that. Hummingbird moth? Hi! A hummingbird moth? Really? I tried pumpkins once and they didn't grow, and I have a feeling it was because of my ground. They did not grow. My mom used to grow potatoes. I remember, I have childhood memories of my mom and my dad out in the garden digging up potatoes. She was horrified you grew potatoes and pumpkins in your flower bed. That would be cool. Like in the fall, you would have this naturally, decorated garden with your pumpkins. I'll have to look up what a hummingbird moth even looks like. That sounds pretty. A few years ago, I had a beautiful garden, saw a snake in it, and never. Oh. Fourth generation Indiana girl. We always had gardens growing up. When you turned 4, you got a plot. See, oh, cool. The front was for flowers only. The pumpkins were growing vines all over. Oh, still, I think that would be cool. And who made the rule that front gardens are for flowers only? Who made that rule?
What you doing? You keep trying to get in my face with your butt. Stop it. I don't want your butt. Get away.
She's sticking her tail in my mouth. We'll be building a chicken coop for the next week, and once it's finished, we'll be doing 3 raised beds for potatoes, spinach, and romaine potato. Oh, chickens eat lettuce? I didn't know that. I thought it was the best I've heard one. Cool. I should try pumpkins again. Now that I'm trying to get into gardening more. And the thing is, like, I tend to kill my plants. So, like, people will tell me, plants are easy, do this plant, they're easy to care for. And I'm like, I can care for animals, no sweat. A plant will die. Because they don't yell at me when they want to eat. So I either neglect them and I forget to water them, or, now I'm learning you should exercise your plants and turn them every day so that they bend toward the window, get their exercise, touch them, and stuff like that. I'm learning that stuff. So now I want to try and do. I literally set an alarm in my phone for the same time every other day or whatever, to check my tomatoes because they're not going to yell at me when they need to be watered. Ooh, silky rooster babies. My grandfather used to raise pigeons. I would love to have pigeons. I have very fond childhood memories of his pigeons. I even managed to kill a cactus. I don't know how I did. I was like, hey, I am notorious for neglecting to water. So a cactus, yay. Plus, the cat can't eat it because she won't be able to figure out how to bite it without hurting herself. So I thought, score, I'm getting a cactus, and I still killed it. I don't know how I killed it, but I still killed it. I'm talented. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I killed it. I forgot. Ah. 5-year-old lemon tree, no lemons. Huh. Now, I did hear that like fruit trees can take like 3 years before they'll produce any fruit, but if yours is 5 years old now, I don't know. That's interesting if it's 5 years old and hasn't produced anything yet. One of the plants I want to get, and I'll try and do it from a seed, but there is a plant called a sensitivity plant. Have you heard of that? Mrs. Green Thumb has a sensitivity plant, and it is like the coolest thing. I was like, I want one! So that's my next goal, is to get a sensitivity plant. Interesting. So it doesn't even flower. Huh. The sensitivity plant, I was like, that to me would be like having a child or a pet, because it reacts to your touch. And even though technically other plants will react to your touch, which is why you should be touching them and, turning them to exercise them so that they bend toward the light and stuff like that. But a sensitivity plant literally close up when you touch it. It shrinks back when you touch it. It's like, I was like, it's shy. So yeah, I want one. Like, it'll visibly close up its leaves when you touch it. Like right before your eyes. Ooh, you got pineapples, Kathleen? Pineapples are another. I don't like pineapples myself, but they were always handy for the bunnies if they were getting hairballs. The acids in the pineapple would kind of break it up so they can pass it. Huh. Sleeping grass. Now, the only time I ever had pineapple in the house was for the rabbits. And if they were not eating because they had a hairball or whatever and I couldn't get them to eat the pineapple, I would at least put pineapple juice in their water so that when they did drink, they would still get the acids from that, the acidic content. Oh, like visibly they close up? Maybe that's what that is then. But yeah, I did see some sensitivity plant seeds on Amazon, so Hash and Mrs. Green Thumb don't have much people on our live stream chat. Really? Let's see. Wonder where everybody is. Let me see. I just got an ad right now. Are they drought resistant? Ooh. Can you grow them like inside in an indoor greenhouse? If they're tropical and can't, like if you don't have the tropical climate outside, can you mimic that inside? Average Girl lives in Texas too. I'm a Hawaiian transplant. So you grew up in Hawaii? My sister-in-law and brother-in-law lived in Hawaii for about 4 years because he's in the National Guard, in the Army. Maybe not in the National Guard, but the Army, and he was stationed in Hawaii for about 4 years. Huh. All that moisture. Oh, and the drought. Humid but drought, not moisture, duh. I'm thinking the other way around. Oh no! I'm drinking my coffee too. I'm gonna have to take something for my head because my headache is getting worse. How do you cook? How are you cooking? I hate renovations. Don't like renovations. We ate out Thursday and yesterday. No contact delivery. Or no contact pickup. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, you can bring it in the... Huh. Oh, you don't have a sink either. So you have to do your dishes in the bathtub. Drive-through. That's what we had to do when I was in college. One of my friends was staying in the dorm because she wasn't originally from where I was. And they didn't have sinks. They had like a little tiny microwave and a counter. They didn't have an oven thing, so she got like a portable element or whatever. But no sink, so any dishes that had to be done in the bathtub. And she was like, "It's so hard on your back." Our restaurants are using buckets. All right, Kathleen. Happy Easter to you. I gotta do dishes too. I don't wanna. I don't want to do the dishes, but I need to get them done before my husband gets home. At least he won't be home until like 10 o'clock-ish. You have a wash bin like you're camping. The little wash bin you use when you're out at camp. Whew. Dang, this headache. Go away. And it's always on the same side, like, and if I press on my temple, that's where a lot of the pain is. And if I push really hard, it almost, like, it hurts, but it almost is a relief to, like, push on the spot that hurts. And my around my nose, too. If I push right under my eyes, like on the bottom of my eye sockets, it actually is a relief to push on that. Last week I did that on my forehead. I was pushing where it would hurt. And the next day, I swear I had like a bruise. I couldn't see it, but my forehead hurt where I'd been pushing on it. That's funny. Our hose is all busted up. We need a new hose. I think we need a new spigot too, though, because we have a hard time turning it off. So we need a new little spigot and a water hose because Ian needs to take the rat cage outside in the yard and, like, spray it down. Like, the bars are bleh. So no matter how many times he cleans that cage, it still has a smell to it because they're, like, peeing on the bars and... Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those stupid headaches that doesn't like to go away, and I'll wake up with them and go to bed with them, and Anywho. Yeah, that is. And there's so many of them. And I wanna rehome some of them, but right now is not a good time because of, what's going on in the world and all of that. But there's so many of them too, and they just climb all over the place and they'll just pee wherever, and yeah. The boys are a lot cleaner. They don't smell as much because they're not, they're in their own. I can't put the two of them together. Cato actually will beat Drake up. He will beat him up. I got Drake so that Cato wouldn't have to be alone, and Cato is beating him up. So I'm like, jeez. So now they're separate in their own little cages. And yeah, but they don't stink like the girls do because they make less of a mess. What else do you plan to do today? I've got a lot of waiting around to do. I was going to probably craft again today. I got to do the dishes, but I'm probably going to be still crafting and stuff. Dyeing some paper and for pages for junk journals and stuff like that. Dyeing paper is really fun. It is super fun. You can try something called Oliban. It's a disinfectant. Huh. Never heard of it. But yeah, dyeing paper for journals is really, really fun. Like, I could get carried. I'm just using like lined paper, like notebook paper, 3-ring binder paper, or whatever. And I'll coffee stain it. I'll spray it with coffee, and then I'll like add some color to it. And oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun to stain paper. And tearing paper is fun too. I did a junk journal with a torn cover, and just ripping paper. It's like there's something satisfying about ripping paper. And my fingers get all messy with inks and paint, and it's fun. My kiddo has been putting marker on coffee filters and spraying them with water. Yeah! I've been stealing some of the coffee filters too. I'm starting to just use the ones that I've brewed coffee with. I'll dump the grounds, rinse it off, let it dry, and then it's got the coffee stain in the middle of it when you flatten it out. But I've also been like putting some color on it and stuff too. It is really fun. Yep, coffee filters are really good for spraying and dyeing. I've added some coffee filters to one of the journals I'm working on. I kind of folded them up and turned them into like little pockets for like tags or other pieces of paper that can be written on, or put a little blurb on it, and it gets pulled out of the pocket like a little surprise. Yep, super fun. I'm going to grab some more coffee and aspirin. You're that. Alright. Excuse me. I'm back. Where's my water? Right here. Alright. Aspirin. Alright. So we got Average Girl and Dee, and did Birdie leave? I know Kathleen left. Birdie, are you still here? I like that idea with the coffee filters and the clothes peg for butterflies. I actually have some clothespins. Would be something cool to put in a journal, like clip it to the top of a journal. I can make coffee filter butterflies and clip them to the journal. It's not a bad idea. Or a paperclip even. I'm getting ideas. Oh, you got the mini ones? I got regular size ones, but hey. I think I've got a couple of mini ones. They're actually like scrapbooking. The scrapbooking little tiny ones. They're meant for arts and crafts. Okay, average girl, have fun. I'll be sure to send pics of my tile jobs. All right, I look forward to seeing it. I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up, and then I'll go and visit Mrs. Green Thumb, since she's on too, because I usually visit her every day that she's on. But I wanted to jump on here too because it's been a long time since I really have. So anyhow, I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Happy Easter. And yes, you too. Stay safe. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.